Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Wow.
Good evening. Do the teacher thing. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. My name is Lisa Guisbond, and I'm the Executive Director of Citizens for Public Schools. And it's great to have you all here tonight. Thank you for coming to hear our special guest speaker, Professor Daniel Koretz. I just learned I've been putting the accent on the wrong syllable all these years, whose book lends weight to what we at Citizens for Public Schools have been saying about the failure of test-based reform for decades. Personally, I have for decades.
Yes, you have.
I found it a powerful and compelling statement of where policy has gone wrong and what we can do to push for a better approach for all of our students and teachers. And if you haven't read it yet, you're in luck. Tonight's your chance to pick up a copy, or better yet, pick up 2 copies and give one to a legislator or a policymaker, or perhaps a governor, somebody who needs some educating, some real educating on the subject. Welcome to our new and old board members alike, to our CPS members, and to all our other guests who can all become CPS members tonight. Our board members are all leaders in the movement for education, justice, and equitable funding for our schools. They're on the CPS board because of their dedication and their tireless work to support public education in Massachusetts, and we're so appreciative to you for all your efforts. Could those of our board members who are up to standing up, stand up and be recognized? So CPS is one of those small but feisty organizations that refuses to give up. This year we are celebrating 35 years of advocating for strong, well-funded schools that educate the whole child. And I can't think of any stronger testament to the power of our public schools than the voices of the student leaders from Florida. I've been really inspired, and I expect many of you have been as well, by these students, including our students in Boston and across Massachusetts and the nation who have spoken out against gun violence in the past month. And I noticed that several of the Florida students mentioned their teachers by name, individual teachers by name, for preparing them for the challenges they've been facing with such poise and strength. Whether it was an AP government teacher, a debate club leader, or an English teacher who Emma Gonzalez said taught her how to write these powerful speeches that she's been giving. I read an article recently in which Emma made a statement that speaks to why we fight to educate our students to be participants in our democracy. She said, "Adults like us when we have strong test scores, but they hate us when we have strong opinions." And I'm sure that's how it must feel sometimes, but I feel nothing but admiration for the strong opinions of Emma and so many of the other students who are speaking out. So I'll be at the March for Our Lives this Saturday on the Boston Common, and there'll be tables to register students to vote. That's kind of exciting. I hope to see many of you on the Common supporting our students as they continue to advocate for gun control. And actually let me know if anybody is available and wants to help by being a marshal. I'll be marshaling the march, and I think they're still looking for some volunteers for that. So speaking of awesome young people, this year CPS has been fortunate to have on our staff Aiden Orley. So Aiden hit the ground running, working to build and strengthen our Less Testing, More Learning campaign, and provide support to our existing chapter leaders and new recruits. And with our fabulous executive board member, Alan Jalen. Where's Alan? Is he here?
He's at the table.
Okay. Oh, he's at the table. They came up with the idea for our new Life Under MCAS blog. And Alan is also the creator of the amazing Schoolyard News blog about the Boston Public Schools. So if you haven't seen that yet, look for that. I post it on regularly on the CPS Facebook page. But the Life Under MCAS blog features powerful stories of the consequences of test-based accountability. And we invite any and all of you to share your personal stories about what it feels like in life under MCAS. Because we believe that sharing these stories is one way to build the strength of our movement. And we're especially interested right now in first-person accounts of special ed students who are denied access to the services they're entitled to during testing time, because we've heard reports that this is happening because staff gets pulled away from teaching and providing special ed services in order to proctor the exam. So we're trying to document this and maybe do something about that. So CPS is proud to be a founding member of the Massachusetts Education Justice Alliance, of which I serve as president. And MAJA is building a powerful statewide education justice movement based on our overwhelming victory on question 2, with a focus now on funding our schools equitably and adequately. So other highlights of our year at CPS include a screening of Backpack Full of Cash, a well-attended, sold-out screening at Wheelock College. We had on a panel the early childhood educator Nancy Carlson Page, also her son Matt Damon, and Jessica Tang, president of the BTU and a member of our board, was also there, and she happened to get a louder ovation than Matt Damon, which I thought was really cool. We testified before legislative committees in support of legislation to halt high-stakes testing against so-called innovation partnership zones, which we sometimes call takeover zones, or I like to call them disempowerment zones because of how they affect the power of teachers to collectively, or how they would affect teachers' power to collectively bargain. We testified in favor of a $15 minimum wage, for accountability for charter schools, and other bills that are part of our mission. We also weighed in support of 2 bills aimed at disrupting the school-to-prison pipeline by training school resource officers. We partnered with the Alliance for Brookline Schools on an event on recess at the Brookline Public Library. Brookline's in the house tonight. And we have Peter Gray of Boston College talking about the disappearance of opportunities for free play in children's lives. And there's a video actually on our website if you weren't able to go to that. We also partnered with the Alliance on a forum on opting out, and we hosted Jeanette Duderman from New York, who led the powerful, huge opt-out movement on Long Island and New York. And that panel also included Ricardo Rosa, who's on our board, and Brookline educators, and me. We collaborated with MTA members and parents on test resistance strategies and how to support families that are choosing to opt out at a series of monthly meetings. We serve as a resource and support for individual parents and families looking for information about opting out. The calls and emails have been streaming in lately because testing season is once again upon us, and people are feeling the stress and anxiety and getting bullied for their efforts to opt out. CPS board member and Fair Test executive director Monty Neal and I are looking forward to an education justice forum at Bridgewater a week from today. We'll be debating Carrie Rodriguez of Mass Parents United and another member of their organization on whether high-stakes testing is a tool for education justice or not. And we're on the not side. I've had the privilege and pleasure to speak to groups of students, including at Lesley University and next week at Wesleyan. And CPS has had op-eds and letters to the editor in Commonwealth Magazine, Boston Herald, the Globe, Bay State Banner. We've been privileged to be a strong voice for public education in every medium known to man. So in the coming year, we're going to continue to work with our allies in the Mass Education Justice Alliance to support the campaign for the Fair Share Amendment to provide desperately needed revenue for our public schools, and also supporting Senator Chang Diaz's bill, newly renumbered Senate 2325, to modernize the foundation budget, which is terribly out of date and not doing the job anymore for funding our schools. We're also supporting legislation and local campaigns to ensure students get access to recess as part of a whole child education. I see our board member, Darcy Boyer, who has been having some success in Lowell, getting the school committee to pass a resolution to guarantee recess. So in just a little bit, we'll hear from the other half of CPS's staff, Aidan Orley, more about the Less Testing, More Learning campaign, and from Ruth Rodriguez, our board member, about the effects of testing on Latino students and plans for our forum in Worcester in the fall. And we're hoping to have a student arrive shortly to talk about their work organizing the March for Our Lives on Saturday. I want to call out especially our wonderful executive board for special thanks in keeping our little engine chugging along. Again, if you feel like standing up, Alan, Norma, Julie, Tom, Sheila, Barbara. Unfortunately, our president, Ann O'Halloran, Paula Parnadian, Lou Kruger, and Suzanne Fetterspiel couldn't be here tonight. Suzanne Fetterspiel couldn't be here tonight because she got elected to the Brookline School Committee, and she's at a school committee. So, special shout out to the tireless Carol Savage for stepping up as a new board member, rolling up her sleeves and digging right in, and couldn't have done this event without your help. And he's not here, unfortunately, but super shout out to our newest board member, Tito Jackson. Very excited that he agreed to join our board, another tireless champion for public education, and our eloquent spokesman during the No on 2 campaign. He did a great job at many debates on that issue. I want to thank our videographer, Emily Imbrania, for videotaping this event for people who couldn't be here. Thanks to our speaker and all of our members for your support. I'm really honored and proud and thrilled to have all of you as my allies and friends in the important work that we're doing going forward. So.